Before I came here, this was woods. It was overgrown cropland, and it's growing back into awesome pasture for the cows. Let's feed the world, guys. Kitty, kitty! They're a problem. Yep. All right, folks, morning. Guys, welcome back to the Stoney Ridge. We're on the Ford 2910 today. If you haven't seen the video of me making this tractor run again, check it out. It'll be a link at the end of this video. Stick around. Where we're at is what I am referring to as the sacrifice paddock of the winter. Look out through here, manure everywhere. This place is covered with cow poopy. These cow turds need to be spread out on the land. It just makes sense. So what we've done here is we've rolled hay out to the cows for about 2 months right here. I don't like to get the cows near the pond like this. They kind of damaged the dam a little bit, but it was all I could do because we got a serious snowstorm right in the middle of them grazing right here, and they kind of beat up the pond banks, but that'll be okay. In the summertime, that'll smooth out nice. What we got is we're gonna be taking big poopy piles like this, and you can see them, every one of them, I consider it a dollar bill, like my good friend Greg Judy, dollar, 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 dollar. So all this is nutrient for our soil. However, if you leave it in a big old clump or a big old pile, it's not going to give nutrient to the soil the way it should. Now, worms are going to come through, earthworms are going to come through. They're going to digest these as soon as the weather warms up a little bit. But what our goal today is to knock these manure pats down a little bit. It's too much. Everywhere there's a manure pat is a place where a cow will not graze for probably 2 years if we don't knock the top out of the manure pad. And here is an example. So we're using the Wingfield American harrow right here. This is a drag harrow, very simple. It's a drag harrow and it has tines on it, and those tines will fork into the ground and spread this out. I've got 3 of these harrows on the farm. One is a huge bat wing one, and that goes along with the big 110 horsepower tractor. Right now the mower is on the big 110 horsepower tractor, and I still need to mow this. We're gonna do some experimentation this year with burning off pastures. So stick around. If you're not subscribed, I'd love to have you back. We got a lot of manure to get done here. I'm gonna be dragging. As I'm dragging, you're gonna see the hay roll up, and the hay is gonna roll up underneath us. It's gonna roll. We gotta get this matted up hay up off the ground. If we don't get it off the ground, it's gonna smother out any grass that might come. So as we're making circles, and we're gonna be over in this field right here as we shoot the video, as we're making circles, we're going to be rolling our hay, and we're going to be spreading out all these manure pats. We're gonna break up basically all of this material and scatter it about evenly on the land. Now you'll see clumps of hay left over. That is okay. If they're clumped up like that, they will rot quicker. They'll be covered in earthworms within the next 3 weeks, and all those big hay clods will rot quicker. What my goal is anywhere there's a bare spot or a rock exposed, like a big flat exposed rock, we're gonna raise up and we're gonna drop that hay right on top of those rocks. So we're dropping manure on top of rocks, building soil, and that's what today is all about. So let's get on it and get her done. Clear prop. Look at that 2910 work, guys. Man, this is a fun time. I love going out in these pastures and spreading this manure out and feeding my land naturally, the way Mother Nature intended. Think of my cow herd as a herd of bison that are out on the prairie. That herd of bison's gonna trample, they're gonna leave manure, they're gonna stimulate growth. Just the hooves of the cattle will stimulate growth. Once the springtime hits and we start getting some grass sprouts out in here, I will drag it once more, stimulating more growth. Believe it or not, and you guys probably see this as you mow your own yards, the more you mow, the more it grows. The more you stimulate that grass, the more it grows. So whenever I'm dragging the harrow over nice fresh grass, that's gonna stimulate that root structure, that's gonna stimulate that grass to grow, and we're gonna spread out our nutrient, and that's what this is all about. Avoiding the fertilizer man, paying for some hay, rolling it out on the land, and building the soil so that in 10 years we'll be able to cut hay and we'll be totally independent from any outside source on this farm. That is the goal. I know the owner of Wingfield American Harrow. His name is Chris. I know his family. They're good people, good, honest American people, American-made implement. Super happy. Like I said, this has been a game changer on the farm. As I'm going around here, I'm trying to not go in the same direction all the time. I want to flip it and flop it and flip it and flop it. I want to spin around. I want to turn. I want to sling the stuff in every direction. I will come back and do this once more again, so stay tuned. You'll see that in a future video. This pasture is going to grow insane this year, and 3 years is what it generally takes for a sacrifice paddock like this to really recover and do its best. Thinking about this, we're saving money. We're saving money on fertilizer, we're saving money on lime, and we're building the biomass that it takes to make good topsoil that we just don't have here in North Carolina. I hope you guys enjoyed this kind of farm content. If you will, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Don't cost nothing. There's a little bell down there. Hit that bell and it'll notify you when I post a new video, because what good would being subscribed be if you didn't know when I posted something new? We're about to wrap this up, so let's go a few more laps and we'll get her done. look at that. If that ain't building pasture, I don't know what is. And them guys out there building pasture too. What do you guys think? You can see this really rolled everything up, tumbled everything up. It's destruction at its best. You know, what we learn about nature is that destruction and chaos brings order. When there's destruction and chaos like this, recovery and homeostasis means normality. It becomes more and more normal. So our pH of our soil here is about 4. That's super acidic. In case you don't know, we need it closer to 6, 6.5, something like that, 6.2. Even getting it up to 5 would be great. And everything that comes out of the backside of them animals fertilizes this field. Everything that goes into it came out of a field like this. Currently, we're bringing hay to our farm at about $30 to $50 a bale. What does that do? This right here, if we just do the math, is 100 bales at 600 pounds each. How much biomass is that comes out of the butts of those cows? Now the cows do grow a little bit for sure. In wintertime, they might get a little bit thinner. Summertime, they're gonna get a little bit fatter. So of course, some of that nutrient is gonna go to the growth of the cattle, but I'm gonna say it's probably less than 10%. Cattle are an awesome animal, but they don't grow that fast, and they're a giant fermentation tank. So inside those cows is a multi-chambered stomach that's a giant fermentation tank. It takes hay and grass, ferments it, makes it rot, and drops it back out on the pasture to feed our land. You can see a distinct line where I haven't gone and where I have gone. This is not the last time this pasture will be drug. I will go back out here probably in 3 weeks and do it again with the bigger harrow, the big batwing, and we're gonna go around and around and around and around. You see me not go in the same direction all the time. We wanna crisscross, we wanna go in circles, we want to stir. That's what we're doing. And when we start wadding up grass in big piles like that, that's when we're kind of ready to stop swirling. We don't want big piles of grass, but look at all this. Look at the biomass. 100 bales at 600 to 700 pounds each. What is that? 60,000 pounds of biomass on this. I think that's what it is. 60,000 pounds of manure. That's 30 tons. How awesome. Awesome, guys. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Come on back and see me and the cows. Woo! Come on the Stoney Ridge, man. Love to have you guys back. This is a first-generation farm. Before I came here, this was woods. It was overgrown cropland, and it's growing back into awesome pasture for the cows. Let's feed the world, guys. See you next time on the Stoney Ridge. Woo! Come on down to the Stoney Ridge. Bring your wife and bring your kids. We're living life pure and sweet. That's the way it's supposed to be, Stoney Ridge. Pro tip, you stuck around to the end of the video. Thanks so much, guys. Please hit the like button, subscribe. I'd love to have you back. Here's a pro tip. So these tractors, if they sit outside, put a bucket over your shifters. This covers up the shifters. I don't care what kind of tractor you got. If you got shifters out here and they're exposed to the weather, water can get in around these little rubber boots. There's no rubber boot on this one really, but just be aware, put a bucket over top and you won't have to worry about water getting into your hydraulic system. That's something that's super important. I don't know how many of these tractors have been killed by water in the hydraulic fluid, and this one has no water in it. Awesome. You're just gonna be able to set this right up in here. I'll be all right as long as there's light. Ooh, wet. Have my camera case. Dang it. So let's get on it and get her done. Woo. Y'all come back now. You hear?